Watcher, today we're back in the workshop. We're going to give cold bluing another go. If you watched my previous videos, you'd see that I cold blued a barcode adjustable wrench. Previously, it was a learning experience. I think I did a pretty good job, but I'm going to see if I've learnt anything. I've got another 2 items that I'm going to be cold bluing today. Some items that I've already started restoring a little bit, and I just want to finish them off a bit of bluing. So let's go through that today. These are the items. First one is an Abingdon King Dick spanner. It says King Dick there, and on the other side you can just make out it says Abingdon. I've taken these apart and I've cleaned them up already, but they've been sitting there for a little while. You can see it's got, you know, that's probably a little bit of evaporus that's splashed onto it, and there's some little bit of rusty areas on the back. And these are the other parts, and this is one I've already started refurbishing. I've already painted up a couple of items because I do like red. I like my favourite colour's red. So I painted up those items. This one's going to keep as brass. It's come up nicely. I'm just going to give this a go in the bluing solution, and also I'm going to blue this bolt. It's a little bit bent, but it doesn't matter. And I'm going to find out what happens if you get bluing solution on paint. I'm going to get it on that little bit on the underside there, just as a learning experience to find out whether or not bluing affects paint or whether or not it just wipes off and there's no foul, no play. I'm all set up with my neutralising water. I've got my bits and pieces from the Birchwood cases set here. You know, all the bits and pieces that I showed you last time. I've got my cleaner degreaser, my perma blue, and my white spirits. No, that's not white spirits, that's meths. Methylated spirit. We call it meths in England. The Americans call it denatured alcohol. And I've got my swabers there. One thing I did do last time, I kept dipping the swabber into the perma blue. I've since found out you're not meant to do that because it can make whatever's in there go off. It can affect it. So I'm going to pour it into this little tray today, and I'm going to put the swabber in there. So let's go through that process and see how these turn out. So the first item we're going to be cleaning up is this handheld jeweler's vice. If you look at this, you can see it there. It's gone into focus. It says CH. I don't know what that means, but then it's got the arrow. That means government issue, normally war issue, and the date there is 1945, and it says 92962. Is that 92? So this would have been issued probably right at the end of the war, as the Second World War finished in 1945. I think this is pretty good. Doesn't need much of a go on the wire wheel, but we'll give that a go anyway, just to give it some belt and braces. And again, the King Dick spanner. This does need a little go in the. You can see there. There's a little bit of coverings come off. This needs to go on the wire wheel. Let's give those a quick blitz, and we'll see how we get on. Number 1, King Dick Abingdon. Number 1. Of course, the irony is, using one of these is when, using a wire wheel is when one of these hand vices will come in handy. So once I've cleaned this up, this will work well. Small items like this is normally when you lose it and they get sucked in. You've got to be careful with your hands on these ones. Get that second hand out of the way. Okay, so these are all fairly clean now. Now I'm going to hit them with the degreaser, clean them up before we glue them. Right, just put the gloves on. Don't want to get any of that grease from our hands onto these once we've degreased them. and I'm still keeping the goggles on, safety goggles that I was wearing for the wild wheel. Protect my eyes, because this stuff is quite caustic. You don't want it in your eyes. So, cleaner degreaser. Okay, as you'd expect. Swelver, as I said in my last video, what a strange name. Never heard that name ever. So, as I say, you can use methylated spirits for this. In America they use denatured alcohol, but I'm going to use the KC, Birchwood KC one that come with it. I could buy the thing and never using it, is it? Oh dear, this is a bit foamy. I'm not sure I like this. Not sure this is working very well at all. I suppose we can wipe it off afterwards. That's what I like about meth, so you just leave it, you don't have to wipe it off, it just dries itself naturally. But we'll give this a go. You know what we'll do is, we will, I'm not bluing that one, don't need to do that. We'll use the cleaner degreaser for this one, and for this one we'll try meths, and we'll see what's better. So we're going to use meths for the King Dick. Got a fairly, it's an old pillowcase. Let's just get a bit of meths on there. That just goes on. Stinks to high hell. It goes on so well. Yeah, that's cleaning up nicely. We're bluing all of it, so let's get every single nut and bolt, nook and cranny. I can feel it through the gloves. Not that I can feel the wet, I can feel the coldness. So I know that this rag is still plenty wet enough. By saying that, it's not expensive stuff. Let's put some more on, make sure we get it properly. Don't want to leave any grease on there, do we? There we are. Nice couple of little washers. We'll leave that a few minutes to dry and we'll come back. Right, first thing we're going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of perma blue in this container. Now, I don't know how much to put in. I'm going to put a little in, not much. A, because it's quite expensive, and B, whatever you don't use has been affected and needs to be thrown away. Let's put that in, see how we get on. Just a little bit. We can always add more afterwards, can't we? But what I'm going to do is just drop these pins in it. Put those in it. In it to win it. Put those in there. And they're going to blue up. Ah, we can see that one is not steel, can't we? Look, that's not going to blue, it's just stainless steel. The other one's blued already. Okay, no problem. No foul. Then we'll start bluing these up. New Salva. This doesn't appear to be taking as well as it did last time. There's a couple of little areas, so I'm wondering whether all of the meths has dried off properly. Well, it's not like we've ruined it. We can always just wire wheel it off and try it again afterwards, so it's no great No great shakes, is it? Those spots are quite dark, aren't they, where the blue in solution hit it, dripped on it. Oh my god. Oh, my workshop is right next to a pavement. I think someone's just walked past and dropped the biggest, smelliest fart ever. It stinks. Damn. Someone that carried after, mate. Okay, let's put a little bit more in there. Then we'll start off with this bit. See how the blue in solution does on paint, whether it damages paint or affects it. Right, these ones I think have been in a minute, so we'll take those out and drop them in the water, which neutralises it. Now onto the bugger, onto the little jeweler's spanner. God, it smells like drains. Well, it's the drains, might be, I suppose. Might not be a stinky part. This is not blacking up very much at all. It might not be. Is it steel that it works on? Doesn't work on iron. I can't remember. Works on some metals and not others. Oops, out of the picture. Let's get those. These have been in for a while. I'm meant to leave it for 30 seconds to a minute and then put it in the neutralising water. That's probably been going a minute now. Give that a swirl around. Yeah, this is definitely going to need another coat. It's darkening up nicely, but there's still some patches on it. Let's take those out. Put another coat. This has been in. Yeah, that's darkened up a little bit. Dry these off a bit. Get these items out, dry them off, get the water off. This is hot. Burning my hands. You can see the steam, the smoke coming off of it, can't you? I don't think that's a bad thing. So now you can do hot bluing straight out of the oven, can't you? Well, that's meant to be. Hold on a minute. That's oil, isn't it? This may not be any good. Heat. We're learning. We are learning. Maybe I haven't got any better at doing this. Maybe I've got worse. we'll let this cool down after we put it in the water and we'll see what's happened. I've got a sneaky suspicion it's going to look like a sack of shit. Yeah, this is no good. But we can have a look. We'll see what's what. Okay, so the King Dick one hasn't come up too badly. I'm quite happy with that. I don't need it perfect. That's a good enough finish for what I want. I'm happy with that. However, the little jeweler's vice, as you can see, is a little bit patchy. So I'm going to give that another coat. I don't know whether this is going to come up any better whatsoever. It may be just the wrong type of metal. But some of it's bluing and some of it's not. So I'm just wondering what's going on. This is not the best finish in the world. Something going on with this. I think it's something to do with like the hardening section. Some of these sections probably been hardened, heat treated, tempered or something. Doesn't look brilliant. We'll give it a go. We'll see what it looks like. Bit of a gap there. I'll follow it down another time. But it seems that although there was a washer in with this and a spring, the washer may well be surplus to requirements and it's stopping this closing. So let's just get rid of the washer and put this in with a spring and see what happens. It's tight enough, there's no wobble, there's no play there. Obviously this was more of a bluing video rather than a refurbishment. You can see there's a gap there. I'll get the file out and I'll sort that out, I'll get that straightened out. But in terms of refurbishment, pretty happy with that. And the other one, a little file, good thing is, we found out, we gained some knowledge that bluing doesn't affect paint, so that's good. This goes in the square hole there. Got a brass or bronze, whatever it is, washer. Now wing that. I do like red, it's my favourite colour. It's a bit patchy, but it looks better than it did before. I especially like the red colour. Red goes with gold quite well, so that brass bronze looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. Well, I'm getting more experienced. Whether I'm getting better or not, that's debatable. A couple of mistakes on those little wrenches and clamps there. The more I do, the better I'll get. Bear with me. Thanks for joining me on the video. I've got some more videos coming up soon. Got some tool restorations and a little bit of an update on the workshop, things I've been doing in the workshop. Please remember to hit the like and the subscribe button and the bell that goes with the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next videos. See ya!